Hello, brothers and sisters. Happy Sunday. And this Sunday's gospel is beautiful. As usual, the Lord, out of love, gives us a word for us, a word that has the power to redimension our lives, to put us back to Him, to bring us back to Him. Always as a father who loves his children, speaks to his children. And this is our God. And this Sunday's gospel speaks about Jesus, who is walking along the Sea of Galilee, and he chooses his first disciples. Um, those people who were there, minding their own business, living their lives, they were fishermen, they were there, not doing anything wrong, so to say. But Jesus is passing by, and he puts his eyes on these people, and he calls them. And he calls them for a specific mission. And he calls them from a specific reality as well. That's why when we see this gospel, it's not just a gospel for priests or for nuns or for people who are religious or missionaries. No, it's not only for those people. This is a gospel, this is a call for all of us. Because all of us, in our baptism, we were called. In our baptism, the Lord has put his eyes on us. He has also called us for a mission. And what is this mission? As the gospel says, I have called you to be fishermen. What does it mean to be a fisherman? Well, to call man from a reality of death to life. That's precisely what it means to be fishers of men in the eyes of God. But what does that have to do with me in my life, Father? Well, I believe that the Lord today, he's walking in the Sea of Galilee, which is your reality, which is my reality. And he finds us in a specific reality. I don't know what is your reality today. My reality is that I'm a priest here at St. Mary of the Angels in Toronto, in Canada, far away from my family, a missionary in Canada, as a priest. Perhaps your reality is something else. Maybe you are watching this video, and I know that this video is not only for priests, but maybe you're a mother, maybe you're a father, a husband, a wife, or children, or a son or a daughter. I don't know. What I do know is that today the Lord, he walks in your reality, and he calls you and me in our reality. He has put his eyes in you and in me, and he speaks to you today and speaks to me. What does he tell us? Come, follow me. Come, follow me. And it's beautiful to see in this gospel because it says that they immediately left everything behind to follow Jesus Christ. And we know that after that, they have this beautiful adventure with Jesus Christ. And that's, I think, the point here also, because if we go to the first reading this Sunday is going to speak about Jonah, who is also someone who has been called by God for a specific mission. And that is beautiful. Why? Because I see that the Lord, he hasn't created us, we Christians, as I usually say, I don't believe we've been created to live a petty life, like a flat life, just to be used to the ordinary, let's say. No, we've been called to live a wonderful, like an experience, and an adventure with the Lord when he calls us. And I can speak for myself as well. Before being a priest, I thought that I used to live like a wonderful life. I had my career, I was making a lot of money, I had a girlfriend, it was like beautiful. But little did I know that the Lord had a call for me, that he would transform my life into something amazing. The experience that he has given me is just unbelievable. After he had called me, you follow me. And here I'm not saying that he's calling you specifically to be a priest, although this channel is specifically for that. But even if he calls you to be a priest, if his will for you is to be a priest, you say yes to him, boom, this adventure happens. And then he takes us out of this petty life, this flat life, this tasteless life that is so easy for us to get accustomed to. Even as a priest. As a priest, I can fall back to that petty life, to that senseless life, even as a priest. That's why we have so many priests nowadays that they're very good administrators, but they have lost the salt, which is Christ. And here is the point of this word, I believe. It's not so much to be a priest, but is to enter into whatever the Lord has called us for today. That's why a Christian is the one, as the Virgin Mary, who always looks for and searches and discerns what the will of God is. Today, Lord, what is your will for me today? Come, call me, Lord. Show me your will. Show me where you want me to go. And even today, I'm recording actually this video today. Today's Friday, and even the gospel of today, Christ is calling his disciples, and he calls whom he wants. That's what the gospel says. He called those whom he wants. Why? It's a mystery. If the Lord has called you, it's a mystery. But you know what? Happy are you if he called you. Very good. What for? To have this experience of love with him. Because at the end, that's what being fishers of men means, is to love. At the end is to love. You can be a fisher of men being a mother. You can be a fisher of men being a father, a son, me as a priest. And that's what gives meaning to life. What gives meaning to life is to know the will of my Father and do it. That's why many beautiful things that the Virgin Mary did, but the most beautiful one is that she listened to God, and she fulfilled and she did the will of the Father. All right. That's why her life was amazing, and that's what transforms our lives, is to know the will of the Father and enter into this adventure. So today the Lord calls you and calls me to enter into this adventure of his will, that is to be happy. At the end, we have all created, let's say, to love, and that's what gives us happiness, is to be fishers of men, which is to give a word to someone who needs, which is to give our lives. There's so many people today that are living a life that is meaningless, a life that is full of sadness, full of depression. People have lost hope already, and that's where the Lord, he called us out of there for that specific purpose. So courage, it's a beautiful word. The Lord has put his eyes on you. So you know what? Be happy. If he has chosen you, we can always say yes to him in our freedom, because the disciples also, they were free to say no. You can always say no to the Lord, But happy are you if today you say yes to him in whatever reality you are, and that's where he finds you. Let us give thanks to God for calling us. And let us say, okay, Lord, help me to always say yes to you every single day, to say yes to whatever you have called me for. And that's when our life has taste. That's when our life has meaning. That's when we live this adventure with him, which is his will, which is to be his children. God bless you all.